Hi there, and thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Lizzie Way, and I'm part of our strategy, value, and growth team here at TEQ. And myself, along with a couple of our teammates, are going to take you through a bit of an overview on the working holiday maker of today and the opportunity for you and your business as we move into the next year. So, looking at pre COVID 2019 data, we can see that working holiday makers were Australia's second largest visitor leisure market by expenditure, with every 16 and $100 brought in by international travellers coming from the working holiday maker segment. So, looking at where this expenditure and growth was driven from historically, we can see that 27% of our Queensland's working holiday maker expenditure was driven by Korea and Japan, followed, followed closely by Taiwan and the UK. With borders open, international travellers arriving, and working holiday makers projected to be one of the fastest segments to rebound and return, we really have an opportunity to drive growth, given that Australia is the number one most desired destination for youth travellers and the number one most considered destination to undertake a working holiday across our key source markets. Looking to the importance of the working holiday maker to Queensland and our industry, we know as at December of last year, there were over 3,700 vacancies in the tourism and hospitality industry across the state. We also know that this is a problem that isn't going away. As domestic and international borders have opened, this demand for workers has increased, and the need and desire to deliver an exceptional consumer experience has never been higher. We also know beyond the tourism industry that Queensland is challenged with widespread labour shortages, and this is across all sectors. And we know international travellers are critical to filling these gaps. Looking at the working holiday maker opportunity today, we really split this into two baskets. We've got the global working holiday maker in market, as well as the working holiday maker who's already in Australia on the ground in our across Brisbane, Victoria, and Sydney. If we look historically, we know that there were over 300,000 working holiday maker arrivals to Australia, with the UK, South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, and France the largest contributors. The working holiday maker provides us a really solid opportunity to drive immediate growth and visitation, as well as deliver long term benefit to industry by converting global working holiday makers in our key international markets, as well as intercepting those on the ground and encouraging them to travel and work in Queensland for the next job or holiday. With Tourism Australia investing substantially behind the segment to target global working holiday makers and build demand for Australia, TQ will leverage its investment through key partnerships targeting working holiday makers in our prioritised markets. And as you'll hear about shortly from Maddie, TQ will be coming into market with a bespoke initiative to drive aspiration for working holidays in Queensland and intercept these folks on the ground. In developing our opportunity and the campaign, we really needed to take a look at the working holiday maker of today and how they've changed over time. So we work with our creative agency publicists, as well as seeking intel from our in-market teams and key partners to really understand how the working holiday maker has changed, what they're looking like post-COVID, so that we can really make sure that we're targeting the traveller of today and meeting their needs. So when we look at myth busting, a couple of key themes came out. So we know that career development is not the priority now for working holiday makers as it was previously. And this makes sense. For the past 2 years, their lives have been on hold and many have been locked up inside and unable to travel. So it's really time to make up for this lost time. Local job markets, internationally also traveling, and working holidays are really this rite of passage that many have missed. So they really see the job as a means to keep moving, experience new things, and build their own personal story. Greyhound Australia shared with us that when working holiday makers first arrive, travel is their only priority. And this first burst of travel, when they land on the ground, is about 40 to 50 days before they even start work. Similarly, we know that their risk appetite has also increased. What this looks like is increased spontaneity, they're seeking out new places, people, cultures, and are happy to travel much more flexibly than previously. And this has been hugely accelerated by COVID. In terms of job security, it's holiday first and work later, but job security is still important. From a working holiday maker, they want to know they can get a job, but they don't need it before they arrive. For social, we know that social and digital platforms are the most trusted and influential source of information throughout the entire path to purchase, from when they're first thinking about a working holiday to navigating the booking process and when they're on the ground, alongside word of mouth from their friends and family and other working holiday makers. How they book has also changed quite significantly. We see today that working holiday makers have increased confidence to navigate the planning and booking process themselves and are much more likely to book directly now. And importantly, the arrival point is only the beginning of their adventure. While many working holiday makers we know land in Sydney and Melbourne, that doesn't mean they're not going to come to Queensland. The value of the working holiday is to see much of Australia as they possibly can, and we know that Queensland represents the iconic Australian experience: beaches, laid-back lifestyle, natural diverse beauty. So we know that when our working holiday makers are landing on the ground in Australia, they're arriving cashed up, ready to chase new experiences, and are keen to explore beyond their known. As you'll see, the working holiday maker that we knew has really changed quite significantly. And this is also reflected in the consumer journey, which we see to be increasingly complex and fragmented, with so many needs to be addressed, both offshore when they're thinking about their working holiday, as well as in market, everything from their visa requirements, flights, what the job market's looking like here, how to get around, and how to make the most of their time here. We really see the opportunity for Queensland being to simplify and improve the consumer journey and really connect working holiday makers to what they need via a marketplace approach. At the crux of this, it's creating something that is integrated and seamless. So, the opportunity we see is providing this one stop shop for working holiday makers via Queensland.com. With so many needs to be solved for, our approach is really centered on intercepting and engaging working holiday makers and removing pain points and barriers that are most important to them, enabling them to navigate a complex ecosystem with ease and really make better decisions. So thank you so much for your time to take you through a bit about the working holiday maker and what we know today. I'm hope you tune into Maddie's video next. We're just going to take you through a bit of an overview of the campaign activities specifically and also how you can get involved. Thank you.